Right, I think I'm back on. Jack the Ripper was an unidentified serial killer. This is on the wiki page. Generally believed to have been active in the largely impoverished areas in and around the Whitechapel district of London in 1888. Berlin Engels' book that he wrote in 1847, I think the year before Marx came to London. What's it called? The Life of the Working Class in England, something like that. And he walked around London for hours and hours, and he's put in the book like I couldn't find the countryside. So London, as we know, was very rich. So this unidentified serial killer, generally believed to have been active in largely impoverished areas in and around Whitechapel district of London. There can just as easily be more highfalutin areas just around the corner. In both the criminal case files and contemporary journalistic accounts, the killer was called the Whitechapel Murderer and Leather Apron. Attacks ascribed to Jack the Ripper typically involved female prostitutes, well, that's an assertion, who lived and worked in the slums of the East End of London. And I say it's an assertion because, isn't it, they had some policing of the areas then. How come they name all of them as female prostitutes? It's like, they're a bit quick there, aren't they? Whose throats were cut prior to abdominal mutilations. The removal of internal organs from at least 3 of the victims led to proposals that their killer had some anatomical or surgical knowledge. Rumours that the murders were connected intensified in September and October 1888, and letters were received by media outlets and Scotland Yard from a writer or writers purporting to be the murderer. The name Jack the Ripper originated in a letter written by someone claiming to be the murderer that was disseminated in the media. The letter is widely believed to have been a hoax and may have been written by journalists in an attempt to heighten interest in the story. Well, they like that type of fear-based mechanism, don't they, so that the streets are empty in the night. It's easy pickings, isn't it? Because there's always going to be someone who's going to be walking around late at night, whether to get milk or a newspaper or just go for a stroll. They put these North Koreas out there, don't they? These big bad villains. But obviously something was happening. So from hell, letter received by George Lusk of the Whitechapel Vigilance Committee came with half of the preserved human kidney purportedly taken from one of the victims. The public became increasingly to believe in a single serial killer known as Jack the Ripper. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? There could be more than one. Did you know 10,000 children went missing from social services last year alone? 10,000 children missing from social services. Daily Mail, more than 10,000 children in care went missing last year. Telegraph, report from the Joint Inquiry into Children Who Go Missing from Care. Assets.publishingservices.gov.uk, hundreds of child refugees have vanished. Strange times that we live in have not changed. They've always been strange. Right, the next Jewish serial killer. We are bracing ourselves for more anti-Semitism. When Harold Shipman, the GP mass murderer, was initially arrested and I heard the name, my very first thought was, oh please, please don't. Right, let's have a look at that link. Hey, registering. Oh my god. Right, so Harold Shipman timed suicide to ensure his wife got £100,000 pension. Sort of Jewish, isn't it? So the Times might not let me. Let's see how to go. Hey, look at how you click it and nothing happens. Watch the thing. See, that's where I'm clicking it, but it's not going. Let's see if I can. Oh, let's see if I can open it in the link. What's it saying? No internet, hey? Holy shit. Look at the internet thing. Like it was totally on the internet. There's no reason why it shouldn't go on the internet. It was literally on the internet, wasn't it? Just 2 seconds ago. I know I changed videos since then, but I don't know how it's... Oh, it's back on now. It's back on. Let's have a look. No, it's coming on now. We choose. Always bracing ourselves for the anti-Semitisms. Yeah. Israeli actions in Gaza have resulted. Hey? So that seems to be a different story now. Subscribe, log in. This is the Times, you know, the great English paper. Harold Shipman, Jew. Harold Shipman was an English general practitioner. Oh, he's English now. And one of the most prolific serial killers. On 31st of January 2000, a jury found Shipman guilty of 15 murders of patients under his care. He was sentenced to life imprisonment with the recommendation he never be released. The Shipman Inquiry, a 2-year-long investigation to all deaths certified by Shipman, which was chaired by Dame Janet Smith, examined Shipman's crimes. The inquiry identified 218 victims. 218 victims, and estimated the total victim count at 250, about 80% of whom were elderly women. His youngest confirmed victim was a 41-year-old man, although significant suspicion arose that he had killed patients as young as 4. Oh my God. Much of Britain's legal structure concerning healthcare and medicine was reviewed and modified as a result of Shipman's crimes. He is the only British doctor to have been found guilty of murdering his patients. Ugh. So, Harold Frederick Shipman was born at Westwood Council Estate in Nottingham, the second of 3 children. His father was a